Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. We see some upside today. Here on the daily time frame, we can see that the market dropped exactly to the 82K level, which is the 38.2 retracement of the third wave rally that unfolded between September and December. Okay, so typically in a support zone like this, in a wave 4, we want the price... Normally, we want the price to reach the 38.2 retracement, okay, in a fourth wave. That's typically the ideal target for a fourth wave. Now, in the case of Bitcoin, we did say that the pullback that happened already into the January lows was potentially sufficient for a fourth wave because that was the 23.6 fib level at 91,290. Because the wave 2 wasn't very aggressive at the time, not large at least, you know. And oftentimes Bitcoin likes to touch only the 23.6 fib level. However, it's going a little lower, which is fine. We already talked about that in the last videos anyway, so this is nothing new. But I wanted to point out that we've now reached this next fib level, and the 38.2 retracement is nothing unusual at all in a fourth wave. I mean, I'm feeling still okay about it. I know there's a lot of fear in the market. I shared earlier today on Discord already that the extreme fear range has now been reached here. Not sure if you see that, but it's showing extreme fear. This is the fear and greed index that Glassnode is using, and that historically has correlated quite well with significant market bottoms. Careful, that doesn't necessarily work in a bear market because you get too many signals, and the market just keeps dropping. But in a potentially still bullish market, it is a noteworthy signal. Now, this, however, all is in line with what I said yesterday. RSI, daily RSI, I'm pretty much only using that one. Daily RSI oversold, which is an interesting signal. Now, careful, I'm not saying the low is in. I think there is still a potential for one more low, but it's not needed. And I'm observing this Fibonacci area for a low. Basically, the market is now in an area where a low can form. The MACD, though, still shows downside momentum acceleration. So next, I would like to see on the MACD that we start to see a turnaround and that we start to see the momentum reduce negative downside, momentum, basically. That upside momentum comes in. That would be good. The daily RSI closed below 30. It's great. This typically indicates that we're close to a low of sorts. If that is already a rally then next to 130K or not, we will have to see. But either way, a below 30 RSI on the daily typically correlates with significant lows. And then the ESA here, ESI also is in, pretty much in very, very oversold territory compared to previous swing lows, so where we had significant market bottoms in the end. This flags very similar signals to the RSI. Okay, but we are also here in the lowest band now, and only very rarely Bitcoin breaks below the lowest band. Okay, is that understood? Last time we broke below it was August 23. We're not even there yet, but I mean, that happened only once in several years. Okay, so this is something I think noteworthy. So we've hit key support. It can still go lower. There's still plenty of space in this support area on the daily. Let's go to the smaller time frame. Before we do that, seems like we have some kind of a low in place today. The market is green. At least not massively, but it aligns with my update from yesterday, in which I highlighted here on X that ideally today's low holds. So ideally today's low holds. The price was at 84,300. We're now back at nearly 86K. Nothing significant, but still. So ideally today's low holds, allowing for at least a move into the resistance zone here. A 5-wave rally above resistance would provide strong confirmation of the yellow scenario that basically a substantial low is in. So if you want to get additional information, additional updates in between videos, you can check out our gold membership. There are many more updates. Or here on X, occasionally you get also additional updates in between videos. Not as many as in our gold membership, but there is a lot of valuable information on our X profile check it out. Link is in the description. Also, for example, every weekend I'm covering one cryptocurrency exclusively for our X community. Last weekend it was, I probably can't find it now. Anyway, there was one last weekend as well, every weekend. So you can basically submit your requests here on X, and then every weekend there's a poll, and then I will provide an exclusive video which will not be shared on YouTube. So there's additional value there on X. Looking at the shorter time frame, and this is what I highlight, right? We hit that 82K level here. This was also in line with another Fib extension, which is the Fibonacci extensions in blue are internal targets, where based on the internal microstructure, whereas the larger Fibonacci support area is relevant for the larger degree correction. So when we have confluence between different levels, then this can provide additional support, and this area is highlighted here in blue. The price moved down, pretty much came down to nearly 82K, finding support essentially at this 138% extension. Also, the wave count to the downside in wave C of circle wave 3 seems complete. So Bitcoin appears to need one more low. That's all I can say. We are not yet we're not yet in an upside breakout, at least not based on what I can see right now, because the initial rally here looks corrective for now. And however, I would like to see a rally into resistance from here. No? This is what I essentially said in that post on X. So this could now be, for example, the A wave rally. Once we have a top in place and I see it intraday, I will provide support for wave B on Discord. And then we could get a C wave rally from there. Now maybe this will be a third wave in the yellow count. And if we can get 5 waves that break above resistance, this would be our first signal that a substantial low has formed in the larger degree correction, as explained in the last video. So you might ask, but shouldn't it make another low? It should do, but as I explained in the last few days, we have an oversold reading on the daily RSI. I already started to accumulate and mentioned that as well. And in crypto, when we have strong sell-offs like that and oversold conditions, I would not rely on that last low. I would not rely on it. Yeah, and you can only manage that with trading tactics. You cannot have the crystal ball and say that last low will definitely happen or not. I'm very much pointing out a lot of cryptos, altcoins, have already completed their downside structures. We don't need another low. Also, Bitcoin hit the ideal target for a fourth wave, which is the 38.2 retracement. But I will not confirm that we've bottomed in this larger degree wave 4 correction until I get a 5-wave move above resistance. If that happens, then the next pullback could be another buying opportunity. I'm not telling you to do that. This is general best practice from an Elliott Wave point of view, because these are the setups Elliott Wave traders are looking for. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is a so-called 1-2 setup. But important is I need 5 waves above resistance to be able to confirm a low from an analysis point of view. But the market might not give us 5 waves. Okay, that's important. That's something that's sometimes difficult to understand for anybody who's new to Elliott Wave, because the market could just, we are in a larger, bear in mind, we're in a larger diagonal pattern to the upside. So the subwaves are corrective. Like wave 3 was an ABC structure. Like wave 5 is going to be an ABC structure, and the A wave can be a 3-wave move. There is no guarantee for 5 waves. However, if we see 5 waves, then this would give us some clarity. So that is how I'm tracking this. The B wave low, and I will provide the support zone for it later if I see enough data to do that. That could actually be also, on the shorter time frame, potentially a buying opportunity with a stop below the last low. If we get 5 waves in A, then the B wave pullback on the smaller scale, then you can prepare for either a C wave rally or the third wave, both. Yeah, you want to be prepared for both. Essentially, what I said yesterday is that there is a chance this is a low, and we're rallying at least into resistance, maybe something more bullish. So that is going to come out today. I'll keep you updated about that. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.